In 1959, Henry Chimpman was recruited by the U.S. Army into the Mercury Space Program. Henry was training to be the first chimpanzee in space, but it did not take him long to realize that the chimps in the space program were not being trained, they were being experimented on. I at first became aware of Henry Chimpman the summer before my freshman year of college. I had been accepted to an internationally recognized art school in New York City with the hope of becoming an animator. My dream was to work for the Walt Disney Company. In fact, I had only applied to the schools from which Disney recruited. It was recommended to me by the universities that I draw animals. So I began to draw at the city zoo. I spent most of the summer drawing different animals, penguins, bears, seals, birds, but I quickly became infatuated with the chimpanzees. Henry was 57 years old when I met him. He was hunched over and slightly gray around the chin. Quiet and alone, he rarely spoke to other chimps and never to humans. I made it my mission to get to know this introverted chimp, whose cage I had spent the better part of the summer in front of. Eventually I won his trust, but it was not easy. One day, in an effort to win Henry's affection, I had brought him some banana-flavored pellets that I had gotten from the grocery store. I offered them to him. He looked down at my hand, then up at my face several times, slowly over the course of a few minutes. There we were, Henry submerged by the darkness of his cage, and me outside the bars, bathed in sunshine. Henry grabbed them out of my hand, walked on all fours to the back of the cage. I got to the zoo early the next morning. Henry ignored me till around noon, when he walked right up to me and grabbed my sketchbook out of my hand. He walked on all fours to the back of the cage. So I yelled at him, "Hey, what's your problem?" And the rest of the chimps began to scream in a primal fashion. "I gave you banana pellets. I've been nothing but nice to you. If I want this type of disrespect, I can go draw the penguins." Then I heard Henry say, "These are very good." "Thank you," I said. "You can draw me if you want." I quickly took Henry up on the offer. I spent the next 2 hours drawing Henry while he talked to me about his life. When I was done for the evening, I ripped a page out of my sketchbook and gave it to him. In the next few years, I would fill up countless sketchbooks of Henry. I later found out I was the first human that Henry had spoken to in almost 20 years. On the day I graduated college, I stopped by the zoo to see Henry. I wanted to speak with him. Henry had become my best friend during the last 4 years. He told me he was proud of me and he wanted to give me a gift. I could not imagine what kind of gift he could have possibly had for me, given the limitations of his incarceration. He handed me a stack of paper that I quickly recognized as a manuscript. "What is this?" I asked. Quietly he said, "This, my friend, is my memoir." It took almost 40 years, but now, with my help and my illustrations, Henry Chimpman's memoir has finally been published. Meeting Henry changed my life. He was a freedom fighter in a time when chimpanzees had none. And even now, he will not be silenced. Now, the whole world will know his story. It'd be really helpful if you can click the like button, maybe leave a comment, and don't forget to subscribe.